look what you made me do. I mean, like yesterday I put that poll on my community page and I expected you guys to be like, don't go broke. Don't waste your money. Don't
sell your firstborn child.
Don't wear Studio 3s on your neck like a douche. Don't
become a male escort.
Don't
run somebody over with your car, become a hitman sort of kind of.
Don't
do legally gray stuff.
And I dragged myself to the Apple store and I bought this device, and that just goes to show you the lengths I go for you guys. But in all seriousness, this is the baseline MacBook Pro 13-inch. Very popular laptop right now. I will take these off of my neck. This is just cancerous. I can't do that anymore. But speaking of these headphones, or just taking them off my neck here, these in fact are the Studio 3s, and they came with this MacBook as a promotion. This is, once again, if I said it, the baseline 128 gigs of quad-core i5, 8 gigs of RAM. So yeah, this is the lowest tier MacBook Pro, but the most popular, I would say, for students going into college like myself. So I thought I'd pick one of these up and just review it, and also do a bunch of different comparison videos and tests with it. So that's, coming soon. This is just my initial impressions video, and I'm going to tell you, some of the things that stood out to me in the first few hours that I've been using this. I literally unboxed this like 4 hours ago. So yeah, once again, I'm here to give you my initial impressions. But before we continue, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave a like in this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, as the algorithm likes that, and will help push my content to more people. So without wasting any more time here, let's jump into this initial impressions video. So yes, I was insane enough to go out and purchase one of these MacBook Pros. This is the baseline one, 128 gigs of storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM, a 1.4 gigahertz Core i5 quad-core processor, which turbos up to 3.9 gigahertz, I believe. It's got Touch ID, True Tone display. This is a killer laptop. I'm just gonna say it. I haven't used it enough to give you like a full review. Obviously, I've had this laptop for a couple hours, but dang, it's sleek. And, with the promotion that's going on with Apple, you get the Beats Studio 3s, and just, you already get education pricing. This is a good deal. I mean, yes, there are some laptops that are going to get you better bang for your buck. Obviously, some gaming laptops offer better specifications. But, I mean, what you're getting here is pretty darn impressive. The design is super sleek. It's super light as well, way lighter than my previous gen MacBook Pro. You get 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, which gives you a lot of connectivity options, although I wish there was, like an SD card slot and a USB type A connector, but that's just the world that we live in now. You also have a headphone jack. If Apple didn't include a headphone jack, I would have been mad. And yeah, it's just basically all metal, and I love this space gray finish, or whatever they call it now, this gray finish. It's just really stunning. And I'm also happy that they brought the touch bar to the baseline MacBook Pro here. Yes, it is kind of gimmicky, it's not going to be like a game-changing thing, but it is cool, and I'm actually digging it more than I thought I ever would. There are some useful features, but I will say, sometimes I just want to press a key, but it's not there, but I think that's just, a matter of habit. I will get used to using this touch bar in the time being. The keyboard is also something I didn't think I would like as much, but actually, I'm a big fan of it. Yes, it's not as clicky and responsive as like an older gen keyboard, and I will always love the older generation of MacBook keyboards that were 2015 and before then. But I mean, they have made the mechanism less prone to dust, and of course you get that service. If your keys do get messed up, you can go to the Apple store and they will replace them, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, I have had no issues typing with this keyboard. It's actually pretty satisfying in a weird way. I don't have no issues typing on this kind of more flatter style MacBook keyboard, and yeah, I actually enjoy it, and it does look kind of cool. I mean, you have more, key space. Like the keys are bigger is what I'm saying, so you can actually hit them a little more accurately from what I can tell. Of course, there's less travel, but still, that's just the price you pay for a laptop that is this thin. The speaker quality is also something that got me. I come from using, a mid-2014 MacBook Pro 13-inch, which had all right speakers for the time being, but you have, these visible ones here. And, of course, like aesthetic and design can lie. The drivers aren't actually like humongous like this. But dang, I mean, this thing is loud. I'll play like a second of this song. I have no shame. This is a bop. Okay, so like that might give you an idea. It's really loud. You got bass, you got treble. It's clear audio. It's good for just YouTube watching, maybe even light gaming if you do that. And yeah, I'm just really impressed with the speakers there. Touch ID is something I also really like. I mean, just having it there to unlock and to use for, like purchases and passwords is just very, very convenient. So I'm actually really happy to have this here. And it does make a big difference if you're typing in passwords, if you're logging into accounts every single day. It helps to just, touch it just like you would with Face ID and just have it unlock. And iCloud keychain plays a huge role in that as well. So yeah, having Touch ID or biometrics with this laptop is a big plus as well. Gaming, I mean, and I say gaming like Minecraft gaming, is not bad at all on this device. I was able to get, consistent 60-ish frames a second. And that's with like, fancy graphics on. And yeah, Minecraft is not a super intensive game, but it runs very, very well on this device. It will heat up a little bit. You will have the fan kick on, to get the turbo or like the processor to clock a little bit higher. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to be doing some light gaming, I mean, if you're going to play like Terraria, Minecraft, I don't know, maybe even TF2, just like really basic low-end stuff, CSGO, you could definitely do that. You have Intel Iris Graphics 645, I believe, with about 1.5 gigs a dedicated memory. You have 8 gigabytes of RAM. The processor is decent enough. It's about equivalent to an iPad Pro, so that gives you good graphic and processing performance there. This laptop is also good for some light video editing. I mean, and I know this because if the iPad Pro has similar benchmarks, you can definitely edit some 4K footage, not at the fastest rate, but you could. And you have the T2 chip in here as well, which does make a difference in H.265 encoding. You could also do 1080p editing, no problem with this. Although this device does have, only 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it only has 128 gigs of storage. More like 100-ish because, like, once you have programs installed, you're going to have, like, 100 to, like, 90 gigabytes left over. Let's see how much I have on here. So I have 88 gigabytes remaining. But if you're going to be doing any work on here, once again, light video editing, photo editing, which is another thing you can do with this device, which I will be testing out. Just get an external SSD or an external hard drive. That's the move, honestly. I just don't think it's worth all the extra money to get it internally. If you're traveling all the time, then maybe. If you can afford it, then go ahead and get a 512 gig SSD in here. Get a terabyte of storage. Get the i7. Get, a bunch of stuff. But if you want a device that performs well enough, for some like video editing, photo editing, and you need extra space, I would say, let's just look it up here. You can get a Samsung T5 SSD. So let's look here. So you have a terabyte of external SSD storage, USB Type-C for $169 or $163, excuse me. And that's less money than you would pay to get an extra 128 gigabytes of storage within your MacBook Pro. You don't need the fastest storage ever to get work done. So this is definitely a thing you can get. It's tiny, it'll work really nice. You can put it in a pocket, it's like there when you need it. You can unplug it when you don't. So that's what I would recommend, honestly. The display in here is also pretty bright. I think I mentioned that. It's also True Tone, so it looks really, really nice. Not too much different from what I can tell from my older MacBook Pro, which is a really good thing. I mean, MacBooks have always had really great displays, especially the Retina ones. But, I did notice the one thing, the colors are a little bit more natural with True Tone, so that is a good thing for sure. And the trackpad, too, as we know with the 2016 and up MacBook Pros, is just massive. And I love the fact that I can just really, drag my finger around without having to worry about, going off of the actual space provided by the trackpad. It's huge and it's a big plus. And yeah, I'll just say overall, I'm very impressed with this device. I anticipate using it in college alongside my iPad Pro. And yeah, that's super extra, but I mean, I'm a tech reviewer. What do you expect? I'm going to have all the tech that I can get my hands on, especially to review for you guys. So I will be comparing this to the iPad Pro. I also will be talking about the Beats 3 Studio wireless headphones that I got with this device, because that is part of the promotion that they're doing for students. Not only can you get this for like $100 off, you also get these bundled in as well, which is really, really cool. And these are not bad headphones by any means. Obviously, Beats aren't the best out there if you want to get the highest quality headphones, but if they come with the MacBook Pro, then you should get them. And I got a really dope color here that kind of goes with the space gray looking thing here. These have noise canceling capability, and yeah, I really actually like them, and I will be doing a video on these as well. Things up here, I'm very impressed with this laptop. Not only is it built really well, not only does it have decent hardware, but it's good for students, especially with the promotion that's going on and with the education pricing. And I just cannot wait to make more content on this, comparing it to the iPad Pro, doing video editing tests, talking about its usage case in school, for other creative purposes, etc. There's just so much content I can make on this, and I just cannot wait to share things with you, so stay tuned for that. And that about wraps things up. I hope this video helped you out. I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like in this video, comment once again if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, and subscribe for more content like this. I will be covering the MacBook Pro versus the iPad Pro, doing a bunch of tests, video editing, photo editing, school tasks, you name it with this device, so stay tuned for that. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.